Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of the A to Z of IELTS challenge. Today we're looking at vocabulary, so we're going to focus on the academic word list as a good place to start. Now, we're going to answer a few questions about the academic word list. First of all, what is it? If you're not sure what it is, please go and have a look on my website. And I've got lots and lots of links for you there when you go into vocabulary resources. So we're going to have a look at what some of these are. So where it says academic word list there, let me just make you see it clearer. There we go. So yes, where it says academic word list, there are lots of options online, and I've chosen a few for you. So you've got a PDF here. It's just 2 pages. It's very short. And you can see I've got to mention Avril Coxhead is the lady who did all of this research into high incidence academic words. So words which crop up a lot in academic language. Why is this important for you? Well, whether you're doing general training or academic IELTS tests, there will always be a focus on academic language. Maybe in your task 2 writing, reading parts 2 and 3, listening parts 3 and 4, and definitely in your speaking part 3, where you need to discuss topics and show your opinion and show that you have a wide knowledge on a range of topics. So this vocabulary list is something that can, well, just get you going, really. People say, well, should I really learn words from a list? I totally agree. There is a problem with learning words from lists. Words should be learnt in context. When you see a word you don't know when you're reading or listening, that is, of course, the best way to learn a word, to check it yourself and to see it in a variety of contexts. Of course, that's the best way. But you want to speed things up a little bit. So the academic word list is just a way of giving you very rich input. So the words you're seeing again and again in your practice, in the reading test or the listening test, this will just make it a little bit easier for you to learn those words because they are being repeated again and again. So you've got this, this is the practice. So on my website, you can see you get this list, which is just a very condensed list. And then you get these very long lists. Don't panic about them. They could be the second thing that you do. So I would recommend, first of all, get the short list, which is just those key words. It looks a lot, but I'm sure half of them you know, and you can tick off the ones you know and just circle the ones that you need to check and do some research on. So as I've said, this will just really help you get a head start with your vocabulary. It's just a place to start. Lots of my students say, oh, I didn't know about this. I wish I had known about this. So it's there, and it's there to help you and to guide you. It's a tool, but then, of course, you have to do the practice. How can you use it? Well, I've created my own sublists of the word list. So I've got a link for that. So these are flashcards on Quizlet. I guess you know Quizlet. And I've created practice for you where you can do, that's completely free. You don't have to be in the Members Academy or anything. These are here for you. Sorry, I was just checking. I can see some comments coming up. That's great. I'll answer those in a minute. So yes, and there's lots of these kind of games you can play with Quizlet, with all of those academic word lists that I've made for you. And there's also this one. It looks really old-fashioned, I know, but it's actually fantastic. It's great. So every exercise has about 10 words, which is perfect. Do 10 words a day, and it's got a nice little interactive quiz there for you to review and test yourself. So, depending on what your focus is, what your priorities are, then I would recommend these action points. I'll go through these and then I'll go and answer your questions. So, first of all, just print it off. We are at the start of our challenge at the moment. So, it's great that you get this right at the start of the challenge, and so you can work through it over the next 30 days. Oh, I've just remembered, I also have on my website a list of ideas of things you can do to learn vocabulary. I'll find that later. Okay, so print off the academic word list. Secondly, maybe choose 10 words a day, go through it, circle the ones that you need to check, and then keep a notebook, check pronunciation, just do anything you can with those words. Check the online Longman dictionary. Longman, first thing that comes up there, look, I think this is the best one for you to check those words. I'll put those links in the comments as well. So, yeah, start learning them. And finally, of course, practice them. And as I've said before, we've got these lovely word lists. We've got my Quizlet that you can practice them with. And over time, you'll notice that you're just recognizing words more easily. And this, of course, will help you with those horribly dense and long reading texts. It will help you understand them better because the key issues in IELTS come up again and again. So let me just have a quick look at the questions. So Man, you're saying, can we use phrasal verbs in our writing exam? Man, you mean task 2. Academic and general training task 2 are designed to be academic essays. So I would not recommend phrasal verbs for task 2. They are considered to be less formal. So anytime that you can find a formal version of that phrasal verb, it would be much better, absolutely. And again, if you're not sure about places to find that, if you go on my website to vocabulary resources, there is a list here of phrasal verbs and formal synonyms. So if you click there on the phrasal verbs, it will give you a list of phrasal verbs and what is their more formal equivalent. There's another list, and then you can just learn those as normal. There's also, oh, sorry, I'm using too much power at the moment. Okay, so also in that vocabulary resources, there is A to Z of formal and informal synonyms. So again, you've got a list of alternative words for these phrasal verbs. So for example, here we've got accelerate is the formal word, speed up is the informal phrasal verb. Which one is better for task 2? Climate change is accelerating, or global warming is accelerating. That then is much better than using speeding up. However, if you're doing general training and you have to write an informal letter in task 1, then speed up would be much better. Same goes for your speaking test. It's absolutely fine to use speed up because it would be a natural spoken word. But if you want to use more formal versions, possibly in part 3 in the speaking test, when you have to talk about your opinion on world issues, then Accelerate would be good too. So, Man, I hope that has answered your question. Thank you very much for asking it. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I will say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Please keep the questions coming. I'm going to be here all month. So any questions you've got, you can send them to me before. You can go into the Facebook group and post them there if you want to. I'd be really happy if you could give my videos a like if you found them useful, and subscribe so that you don't miss any. And of course, all of those resources I will put in the notes. All of those can be found easily on my website, IELTSETC.com. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow with another letter A. I won't tell you what it is yet. Bye-bye.